So this is the Nobara OS 39, which is currently the best Linux for gaming. So in this video we will take a deep dive into these features and also learn how to install it at the end of the video. So let's get started. So the interface of the Nobara OS, it's the basic KDE Plasma, the desktop environment. We have the simple shortcuts for the sleep, shutdown and restart, but we have some new quick toggles. We have the VLAN, graphics manager and the display configuration, which are quickly accessible via the status bar, and all of these are similar to, if you have checked my previous video, the Endeavour OS. So you can just right click and add the widgets, and we have a lot of widgets, and we can also download additional widgets from the online store. So it is really easy, just click and it will be added to your home screen. Now once you have done that, you can then right click and go to the edit mode, and now here you can resize the widgets and place them around, and then just cross out to get out of the edit mode, and with that you have a customized home screen which looks really cool. Now for customization, we can first take a look at the wallpaper collection, and it has a really nice collection of wallpapers. I really like these default ones. So we have 6 default Nobara wallpapers which have this gradient spectrum design, and this is the other one. Now apart from these, we also have some quirky looking wallpapers for this Linux mascot, the penguin. If I just remove this widget, you can see this is how this looks. Definitely not to my liking, but yes, it's there and it looks cool. Now moving into the settings, we can try out the light mode, and I do not really enjoy this light mode, so I prefer the dark mode, but we are not limited to it, so we can actually download a lot of themes from the KDE store. So that is sorted there. Like here you have a lot of options for the style, the application style, the window, the theme, the widgets and all that. So it's basic KDE customization options that we have here, which is always really cool. I really like this window one. I do not like the default arrow, but the windows like minimize and maximize. And of course we have the icons. We can just simply click and apply them, and it's done. And this is why it's so good. Linux in general, customization is just next level here. And we have fonts, and also the default splash screen is this, which I'm going to change to this one, which looks really good. Default one is really basic. So apart from the appearance settings, all the other settings are quite basic. And we have the KDE wallet, which you have to configure at the start to use the Wi-Fi, and also after every reboot you need to put in the password to access the Wi-Fi network, so make sure you configure that. Now this is my system, which is the Ryzen 2500U and 8 GB of RAM, and this is the KDE desktop environment version. We also have a GNOME version, which you will see later. Now the applications, we have the Nobara package manager, which you can use to update all the system applications. It's quite useful to see all the detailed overview of all the system updates that are available, and also you can check out the any third-party applications that we have installed via Flatpak or stores. So this is really useful. First time you install the Nobara OS, you will be prompted with the welcome to Nobara tool, and this is really important. So it's going to guide you through the complete installation process. So first of all, you need to make sure you update your system, and the first time you do, it's going to take a long time, so make sure you do this. Now if you have an NVIDIA card, we also have that options, and all of these are really useful. And so this is the store that we have, the Plasma Discover store. So if you want to install any third-party applications, this is going to be really helpful in that. Apart from that, you can also use the Flatpak repository. So we also get options to install these optional applications, and it is recommended to use this terminal to do that, to avoid any compatibility issues. And we also have all these gaming tools built in. So we have the Proton, the Steam, and we also have support for DaVinci Resolve, which is really cool. And apart from this, we can change the login manager and follow the accounts and Nobara updates and all that. So make sure you do that. Now coming to the gaming, which is the main highlight for this Linux distro. So we have the FPS meter and Steam, the loot trace for emulators, And Steam is kind of complicated to install in other Linux distros, but here it's built in and works just fine. So make sure you go to the compatibility and enable the Steam Play for other applications, like all the applications, to install even the Windows titles if you want. For example, I have installed this Combat Master, which is available for Android and Windows, and it ran without any issues. And I always try this game because it's only 2 GB. It makes it really easy to install and play, and you get the feel of the Warzone kind of matches like Call of Duty, and it works really fine. Yeah, I'm recording the screen, so we have some kind of dip in the performance, but otherwise it works really good. So you can really play a lot of games if you want using this. And of course, emulators are also by default installed. So we have the Lutris, which has the emulator for the Epic Games, EA app, and Ubisoft, and you can easily connect your account and play those games here, which makes it really easy and straightforward. We can also install the offline ROM file if you have any, and run Windows exe installers as well. So this makes it really streamlined. I have this Grand Theft Auto, an older ROM version here, which I have installed, and without any issues it started up. So you can just skip all the complicated process of installation, just directly game on it. Although I would highly recommend you use the controller, because I could not make it playable on the keyboard, so I just skipped through all of this. But if you have a controller, it's gonna work really well with that. I also like the fact that they have included the LibreOffice. If you want to do any kind of office work here, we have this installed, and it needs no introduction. It's a really great alternative to the MS Office tools we have. And also they prompt you to install Blender and other applications that I have did here, and so it's really good for 3D artists if they want to use these applications here. And also the Kdenlive, they prompt you to install it, and I've noticed that it works quite smoother here compared to other OS I've tried, at least on my system. The switching between tabs from audio editing and VFX works quite well here, so it's really good for video editing as well. And also for browsing, we have the Chromium Browser, not the Google Chrome or the Firefox. So this is really good, and I really like Chromium Browser. We get the access to the Google stuff, and also the Chrome Web Store for all the themes and applications. So that is really cool here, and the performance has been really good here, which I have opened multiple applications and it worked without any issues, even with the screen recording. So it really does live up to its name of gaming OS. Now let's move on to the installation part. So first of all, open the Nobara website, and we're going to download the ISO image. So we have three options, but we're going to install the official version. So just click on it and download that. And apart from the ISO file, we will need the Belly Nature applications that we will use to create the bootable pen drive. So open up the application and select the file from the list. Now select your pen drive and just start the flashing process. And it's going to take a long time, and once the flashing process is done, make sure you back up everything before proceeding, and then power off your device and press the BIOS key and the power button together. And in the BIOS menu, make sure you disable the secure boot and also change to UEFI boot if you have that option. Now similarly, use the boot menu key to access your pen drives, and then select your bootable pen drive. For me, this is the third one. Now select the first option, which is the Start Nobara. Now we are in the installer menu, and it says here that the system is not compatible, but we have no issues, so you can just ignore that. So select your language and region and everything, and here I will select the third option, which is erase disk. So this is going to remove the windows and install it as a primary OS. And for swap partition, you can make similar to your RAM size, but I'm going to ignore that and go ahead with the installation. Now create a username and password, then click next. Make sure you are okay with all the settings, and then just hit on the install now button. Now the installation will begin, and of course it's going to take a long time, and once it's done, it's going to ask you to restart. So just click on the restart and then click on done, and your computer will restart and you will be in the Nobara OS. Make sure you do the setup properly. And that was it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.